Welcome to the Small Business Show. My name is Swire from Garuda Promo. Today we have Ed Reece, CEO of ISN in the IT consulting and management business. How are you doing, Ed?
Good. How are you, Squire? Good morning.
Hey, Ed. Would you please give a viewer a quick bio and then a history behind ISN?
Absolutely. So a little bit about me. I've been in this industry for 25 years. Actually, I started ISN in 1995, and we started as a small business. I started it in the corner of my bedroom, actually, and from there, kind of continued to grow it out. Now we serve clients throughout the U.S. and have served clients in 8 countries. And we do a number of services, different product lines, different services, from computing and servers and networks to telephone, internet, security cameras, security alarms, access control, employee safety systems, audio and video, and managed services. So we have a whole wide range, if you will, of services that we provide our clients. When I talk with my clients, I always say, if it's technology related, come see me. Either we'll help you out or we know where to direct you to help you out. And so we've been doing this for the last 25 years, and I look forward to doing it for another 25.
Wow, that's impressive. And I think you probably know, IT is more important than ever, because with the recent pandemic, how, in your view, by talking to client, how has it changed your industry, and how is everyone changing with the pandemic?
It's quite amazing. This is all new ground for everybody, right? No matter whether it be my industry or other industries or just the community in general. It's brand new experience for all of us. But I can tell you that there's been positive and negative effects on my industry.
Okay.
Some of those things, for example, positive. We've seen a rise in product purchases from laptops and tablets, and a lot of portable devices are just flying off the shelves, if you will. And so we have seen a rise in portable computing happen as far as purchases of those products. We've seen organizations go and buy more infrastructure, additional servers and whatnot to support remote working. And then we've seen additional services, people wanting to get additional services like change out phone systems or change out their networks to add on to be able to provide that expanded remote capacity that they didn't have before. So it's very interesting, the positive effects, but there's also negative. One of those things, as I said, things are flying off the shelf. Well, that also means it's now hard to get product. So
Yeah.
when you need something for your business, it's really difficult to get it. We have a number of distributors across the country that we work with, and so we're able to source a lot of products still, but it's definitely difficult. And then the other thing is, specifically within my particular niche of the industry, we're seeing that there is IT companies out there that are having a hard time keeping up with demand, having a hard time with suddenly their business model has changed, and the way they support their customers have changed because the customer's business model and operation has changed into a remote worker environment, if you will. So it's very interesting, the dynamics that are happening, but I think the industry is very innovative and will pull through it.
Yeah, speaking from experience, I like you point out that it's hard to get certain parts right now. For example, I try to buy a better webcam for meetings like that. You can't buy a webcam right now; they're all sold out.
They are.
For the ones that are available, is overpriced for $200. And then
Yeah.
for small business, if you wanted to even buy like a small cable for home, you might have to wait 3 weeks. So it's nice that you have a network of partners that you work with that you can help for the immediate need. So I think that led on to my next question. Like, when you talk to client, how some of them are being affected, and how are you advising them going through that difficult transition?
Sure. So it's kind of a two-part question, and let me say that they've been affected similar to what you've just described, right? Product and services that, products that they need that they've tried to source elsewhere, or maybe they're using someone else. They've come to us in regards to webcams. Great example. I have clients that need webcams. I've ordered a case of webcams for
Nice.
to be able to support my clients in regards to that. But in regards to my clients specifically, they have been affected. I have a number of clients in different industries, one being the healthcare industry, senior living, senior care industry, and health and fitness. And one of my health and fitness clients shut down all their health clubs because of the stay-at-home order. And so their business operations has been completely affected. They can't open their doors at their clubs, at their fitness clubs. In regards to my senior care clients, they're isolating all the seniors away from the public. So my team can't go into those locations unless it's a dire critical need, if a server has failed or something. Other than that, we everything that we provide is done remotely. And then, of course, what I'm seeing from some clients is at a business level is cash flow issues. And so we're getting calls and from clients letting us know that they're struggling. We're trying to work with them one-on-one if you will, on a case-by-case basis. But it's definitely been impacted our clients for sure.
Wow, that's yeah, all of us are being affected. Obviously,
you had a second part of that question, Squire. Sorry, which is kind of what could we recommend, or how we're helping clients, right? And so we have a whole technical checklist that I'm happy to share with your viewers if they go to our website, www.isnglobal.com, and just contact us. I'm happy to get them a copy of our technical checklist. But what we've done for our clients is we've helped them really set up remote workspaces, from portable computing, updating or changing out some of their equipment, software, et cetera, on their networks, setting up VPNs, remote desktop clients. We are a Zoom partner, and so we have set our clients up with Zoom and many of the modules within Zoom, and then remote call routing. We've done that as well, assisted our clients with making sure that their calls are not interrupted and still flow through even to those remote workplaces, into the different homes of their workers. And it still feels seamless to their client base. So it's been interesting, but we've enjoyed kind of helping our clients move into this new realm.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you a question, but we risk of getting a chance to get cut off, because I'm going to ask you about Zoom. And obviously, an article from the Wall Street Journal came up, and Zoom actually, there are security concerns about how they control the accounts. And my question to you will be, obviously when your client has a lot of workforce working remotely right now, so we might be using our home computer for work. Mostly we are, and then with Zoom, and maybe we already have malware in our computer, or we've been playing video games, and then my boss sent me an email, let me answer it. So like how is security being addressed, with everyone offsite right now? They're not set in a firewall. Like, have you been getting a lot of concerns with security?
So there is some concern on that level in regards to security. I'll take your question in a couple parts. One is in regards to Zoom. Zoom has struggled, and in light of the recent stories of some security issues that Zoom has had, I know that CEO has decided to put a pause on its R&D teams and refocus them on security. And so hopefully with that refocus, we'll see a much more enhanced security on the Zoom platform. In regards to home workers or remote workers and the security there, what we're doing with those particular clients is a couple things. We're setting up VPNs for them, or remote worker options for them. The easiest way to kind of circumvent the home computer and the security issues in the home computer is to use kind of a remote desktop solution. The remote desktop solution then basically bypasses the home computer's system or lack of security that might be, and allows you to remotely work on your desktop as if you were right in front of it. So there's no dependency other than that on your local machine at home, other than having that session open. If you start to kind of allow people to bring in your corporate data, your corporate information stored on their local machines at home, then your security risks are exponential from there, and could be devastating to some organizations if their private and confidential data got out.
Yeah.
And so there's a number of ways to do that, a number of ways to support the home worker, even using their home devices. But that's one example.
Okay. I think this will forever change the way that we do business. How do you think that, with technology and, with an expert like ISN, that business will be doing after we get through this, and how would they better position themselves, in technology moving forward?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it's going to really change some things after this COVID pandemic. I think what we'll see is a few things. One, organizations moving to a more remote workforce. They'll find that while they thought they needed to be all corralled into one office space, that while they got thrown into it, it kind of works. And so what we'll see is probably a shift to more remote workers, saving in costs and inefficiencies that come with large brick and mortar buildings. And so we'll see that happen, I believe. And the other thing we'll see is more resources dedicated to the remote working solutions. And whether or not they shift to remote working or stay in more brick and mortar business environment, I think we'll see more organizations and businesses go ahead and dedicate resources to upgrade their systems so that they can immediately switch to remote working without the pain that some have gone through over the last couple of weeks in trying to switch to that remote working option. So I think we're going to see some of those changes. But again, at the end of this, I think more remote workers and more investment in remote working and infrastructure that can allow, new phone systems that can allow for easy off-premise transfer and call transfer. And so for me, in my industry, in my organization, I'm pretty excited that this could happen and that we could see potential boom from this at the end of this, with everybody trying to figure out, okay, let's not find ourselves in this position again. How do we solve this for the future?
Yeah, that's really good advice. Technology is important. So for people who are dragging their feet out there, now is the perfect time to move on. Let's switch gears a little bit. I know that
Sure.
you're, we all live in the city of Claremont. You're a council member for the city. So I want to ask you a related question about, our, city of Claremont. How has the city operation has been affected or changed during this crisis?
It's a great question. It's been actually impacted a lot. So because of various reasons, for employee safety, for community safety, we have closed all the city buildings. You can only go to the city buildings by appointment, should there be necessary reason to do it face-to-face with a staff member. Because of orders by the county, we have closed the Claremont Hills Wilderness Park, Thompson Creek Trail, Johnston's Pasture. These are areas that have been closed and impacted. The tot lots, if you will, the playgrounds at all the parks are closed. So this has impacted the city and the community tremendously. What continues, of course, is public safety. Our officers, our dedicated officers, and a shout out to our Claremont PD for being there, and to our staff members, including our community services team that are out there picking up the trash still and making sure sewers are taken care of. And so those things are getting taken care of and are not impacted. But our city staff leadership is doing well in managing this crisis and continuing to move the operations of the city forward as best as possible. And so my hat's off to them.
Thank you. What are some of the plans that you can share about the city, moving forward, like midterm, longer term, that, you can tell viewers?
Yeah, it's kind of dynamic right now, right? So things are changing. The state's recommendations are changing. The county's recommendations are changing. It seems like it seems like hourly, but in all reality, probably every couple days there may be a shift or an adjustment. But the city is continuing to move forward. We are moving the business of the city forward, so that includes our city council meetings. For the first time in the history of Claremont, we will have our city council meetings live on Zoom.
Wow.
This Tuesday. And so we'll be doing a Zoom city council meeting for the first time in history for Claremont. So that's going to be interesting. But we are moving the city operations forward. We're doing everything we can to continue with our commissions and our committees and our staff assignments, on top of making sure that the city is stable and the city is as a whole, able to get through this crisis together.
Nice, good to hear that. At the city hall level, I'm sure that you have been reached out and contacted by a lot of small business owners. Like, how, in your view, does this affect the small business in Claremont?
It's impacted a lot of them. If you look at our village, the vast majority of the businesses in the village are closed. Mm-hmm. Up in the Field Corridor, up on Baseline, down in the Super King area. So our entire city has been impacted by this and by the county order to close non-essential businesses. What's great is Claremont's known for its restaurants. If you think about Claremont and you think about when people have their date nights and or want to go out and hang out, whether it's in Claremont or if you live outside of Claremont, people come into Claremont. Claremont's a destination city in which you come into for these great hangouts and great restaurants. And our restaurants in town and our other essential services in town have been very creative. Many of them are providing takeout and delivery and special meal packages. Heck, you could order, for the first time ever, you can order whiskey to be hand delivered to your house from Vom Voss, or wine from House Wine, or great food from a number of restaurants in town. So it's one thing that I'm trying to stay positive about is I'm receiving services and conveniences I've never received before. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of refreshing and kind of a nice positive consequence, if you will, of COVID-19. But all kidding aside, the small businesses have been impacted, and the city will continue to work with the chamber and continue to promote our small businesses, and hopefully be able to drive through this to the other side.
Okay, thank you, Ed. So if viewer has any question, I'll include your contact information on there. For the IT part of it, do reach out to Ed. He can help you guide the right timeline. Or if you are small business in Claremont, feel free to reach out to Ed. Also, he has a lot of resources and can probably help you in any way that he can. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for your time, Ed.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you, Squire.
All right, take care. Bye.